Here is the truth nobody wants to admit. The Friday afternoon panic spiral doesn't start on Friday. It starts on Monday when you design a week that guarantees chaos. Your team isn't dumping questions on you at 4:47 p.m. because they're disorganized. They're doing it because you've accidentally built a business that rewards procrastination and punishes planning ahead. Think about it. When Marie from marketing brings you a quick question on Tuesday, what happens? You're in back-to-back meetings, so you say, "Can this wait?" Then she brings you that same question Friday at 4:30. Suddenly, you drop everything to help her because it's now urgent. You've just taught her that waiting until Friday gets better results than planning ahead. And here's what's really happening. While you're trying to filter the Friday mess, your team is learning that confusion gets rewarded with immediate CEO attention. You're training them that waiting till the last minute works. Sound familiar? Let's get into it. Welcome to She's That Founder Thursday edition. These are the quick rants, kick in the pants, velvet boot moments that represent me standing in the future, pulling you toward the even stronger, better, more powerful version of your badass leadership self with AI as your co-pilot. Here is what I see happening with female founders specifically. You're so focused on being responsive and available that you've accidentally created a culture where poor planning gets rewarded. Last week, I was coaching a client who told me, "My team waits until Friday to ask me anything, everything." And when I looked at her calendar, she was booked solid Monday through Thursday with no space for strategic thinking, no office hours, no buffer time. And among those meetings, the crazy part is that she had lots of touch bases and one-on-ones with her core team members. So why weren't they getting those things solved in those meetings? Her team had learned that interrupting her busy was harder than creating Friday urgency. But here's the pattern that's actually killing your CEO effectiveness. Every Monday, you start the week reactive instead of strategic because you're still cleaning up last Friday's mess. Every Tuesday, you're behind because Monday was spent firefighting. By Wednesday, your team is already collecting their urgent questions for Friday because they can see that you're overwhelmed. You're not just dealing with a Friday problem, you're dealing with a weak design problem. This is the brutal truth that most female founders do not want to hear. You design your weeks like you're still an individual contributor, not a CEO. You pack your calendar like you're trying to prove you're busy enough to deserve your title. You schedule back-to-back meetings, wonder why your team waits until Friday to ask for the clarity you should have provided on Monday. Your calendar is training your team to procrastinate because you've made yourself too busy for proactive leadership. Here's what might be likely happening in your psychology. So grab your journal or talk to your therapist and see if some of this is lurking back there. You think being available for chaos makes you a good leader, or you just enjoy chaos. But what it actually makes you is a bottleneck, and your team learns that you'll always swoop in to save the day, so they stop trying to save it themselves. You know, Thursdays are about mindset shifts, so this is the mindset shift that changes everything. Your job is not to be available for chaos. Your job is to design systems that prevent chaos from happening in the first place, or to have your team do it. Instead of using AI to filter Friday emergencies, use AI to design a week that eliminates the conditions that create emergencies. So here is your AI Monday blueprint system. Every Sunday at 8 p.m., you can have AI analyze your upcoming week and automatically send your team a comprehensive brief. This week's priorities, who has decision-making authority for what, expected response times, and Tuesday 2 to 4 p.m. is office hours for anything that's not covered here. What would that be like if you actually sent that Slack or email message to your team, right? That one shift eliminates 80% of Friday questions because people know exactly what you're focused on, what they're empowered to decide themselves, and when they can access you for everything else. In fact, you can throw in those touch-base agendas in that update too. The next part of this 4-part process is the AI Tuesday clarity check. So AI can scan your calendar and project management tools to identify potential confusion points. So again, communication. These 3 projects need clearer next steps before Wednesday. These 2 deadlines might cause Friday panic if not addressed today. This decision needs to be made by Thursday to avoid weekend work. If you're somebody who already is gifted with a chief of staff, this might be what they provide you with, or this can be in addition to what they're providing you with. They're the people that are stepped out a few steps in the future to what you need to be focused on so that you can actually be present in the moment. But if you do this on a Tuesday, you're getting ahead of the confusion instead of reacting to it at 5 p.m. on Friday. Remember, we're doing the 4-day system. So here's Wednesday. This is the Wednesday warning system. Midweek, AI again evaluates team momentum and flags potential problems. So this is something that AI might say to you after that evaluation. Based on project status and communication patterns, these items are likely to become Friday emergencies. Recommend clarifying X, deciding Y, delegating Z before the end of the day, Thursday. Now you're preventing the pileup instead of managing it. And then here's day 4 of the 4-day system, the AI Thursday boundary setting. AI automatically sends the team clear expectations. Tomorrow is Friday. Any requests sent after 3 p.m. will be addressed Monday unless they meet these specific criteria for true business urgency. Use today for final clarifications. But here's the key. By Thursday, there shouldn't be too much left to clarify because you've been systematically eliminating confusion all week. Can you imagine getting that message on Thursday or giving that message to your team on Thursday so that they're prepared and coming to you with everything before the end of the day on Friday? Yeah, good stuff, right? The goal isn't to control your team's behavior. The goal is to design the conditions where good planning is easier than procrastination, where clarity is proactive rather than reactive, and where your team's success becomes inevitable instead of accidental. And I just want to take a moment to shout out that none of us is perfect. I struggle with this too. I'm constantly implementing, re-implementing, updating, reiterating all of these things that I just shared with you. It's business yoga, y'all. You just have to keep flexing the muscles and continue to grow and iterate and get clearer. But I'm giving you a framework that gets you started. Bottom line, the Friday dump is a symptom of a poorly designed week, not a team management problem. And you might have been beating yourself up for it all this time, or beating them up for it. So stop trying to filter chaos and start designing systems that prevent it. Use AI to create that Monday clarity, Tuesday prevention, Wednesday course correction, and Thursday boundaries. Your job as a CEO isn't to be available for your team's last-minute panic. Your job is to create conditions and systems where panic doesn't need to happen because everyone knows what they're doing and when they can get help. So if you're ready to stop being your team's Friday firefighter and start designing weeks that prevent chaos before it starts, grab my free guide, 10 Ways AI Will Make You a Better Leader. Because great leaders don't manage chaos, they design systems that prevent it. So that's your kick in the pants for today. Stop filtering the mess and start designing the conditions that prevent it. I'll see you next Tuesday, where we'll do a deep dive into another AI system, share some prompts, share some tools. It'll be all good stuff. And until then, remember, your calendar is your culture. So design it like the CEO you're becoming, not the firefighter you're tired of being. See you next time, Lovey.